Hi everyone, and welcome to And So On. My name is Lisa, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my Me Made May projects. So I started Me Made May this year, and actually this is the first time that I've even known about Me Made May. I really only started being a part of the sewing community last August when I got back from our extended vacation, our extended journey that we took around the world. And so I had heard about this Me Made May, and this is the first time that I had a chance to sort of take part. So my personal Me Made May commitment was to wear something, one garment me made every day for May. And I think the whole point of it is that you can choose what you want your goal to be. It's not something that you have to specifically follow a certain guideline. You also don't have to post photos every day. I've been putting them on my Instagram, so if you want to go over and have a look, and I'll also, I think, put them at the end of this video so you can see what I've done so far, because we're sort of past the midway point. I'll show you what I'm wearing today, and I'm wearing my gallery tunic so this is the gallery tunic dress from Liesl & Co. And I love this dress. This is probably the second thing that I made for myself, or maybe the third. And if you'll remember the pink patterned tunic that I was wearing, I think, last time, and everyone really liked it, this is the dress version. So after I made the tunic, I was like, oh my gosh, that turned out so great. And then I started making it into a dress. So this is just fabric from Fabricland. And I remember that I somehow cut something wrong, and I had to go back and buy more. So I actually have a hat in this fabric, and I also have a pair of shorts in this fabric because I ended up having a little bit extra once I had to buy it again. Anyway, this is a great pattern. I do sometimes wear it with a belt. I do. I know sometimes people don't like things that are too kind of baggy or whatever, but today is just sort of a more relaxed day, and I don't feel like wearing a belt. I feel like just letting it be relaxed. So I've made two things since I last saw you, and both of them are things that I did say that I was going to do. So these are my Purl Soho. Is there a little spot on those? Well, I might have a little grease spot on it. Fantastic. All right, so these are going in the wash. These are my Purl Soho City Gym shorts. I made them out of some of that fabric from 18 Weights. It has a good weight to it. And this is such an easy pattern and so fast. Like, you can make these in an evening, no problem. And literally all you're doing is cutting the two pieces, or the four pieces of the main part of the shorts, and then seaming them together down the front and at the crotch. And after you do that, you sort of have this opened up pair of shorts with like both sides. And then you just sandwich the bias binding around them rather than doing kind of a two-piece where you attach it and then fold it and then do it again. You literally just sandwich it around and sew around the edge because it's all open, and that makes it so much faster. And then you just add the waistband. So these are the best, and they actually come in kids sizes as well. So yeah, I really like them. And actually I put them on yesterday, yeah, and my husband was like, you look like you're going to gym class in the 70s. I'm like, yes, that's what it's supposed to look like. Mission accomplished. Next thing is, I'm really proud of this. Dun, da, da, da. So I bought a pattern on Mother's Day from Style Arc, and it's called the Georgia Peplum, and I'll put a picture of that in here. And the Georgia Peplum is, the reason why I got it is because I had this top that I pinned from Carolina Herrera, who I'm totally in love with. Carolina Herrera forever. Anyway, I'll put a picture of that in as well. And I was inspired by this one top, and I wanted to do something like it. And clearly this is, inspired by, certainly not a replica, nowhere near as intricate. But I wanted to kind of get the idea of intersecting lines and angles and a close-fitting top. And so I happened to come across this pattern on the Style Arc page on Mother's Day, and I thought, you know what, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Rather than trying to hack it myself, as it was going to be a hack, but rather than trying to like draft it myself, I thought that's a good pattern. So I downloaded it, I made a muslin, very proud of myself for making a muslin. Anyway, the size 8 fit me right out of the package, perfect. So sometimes with Style Arc, I've done a 10, and it's not fit. And I just now just have to do the 8. I think that's probably the best place to start for me. I did not add the peplum bottom. I did not add the sleeves, but I just love those French darts that create that beautiful space. So then what I did was, after I had the, actually, you know what, let me go get that. Let me go get it. Okay, I'm back. So this was the muslin I made out of some quilting cotton that I had on hand. And it was very quick to just make up this one little bit. I wanted to make sure that it was going to fit my shoulders and my waist, because I sometimes find that the differential between my shoulders, bust, and waist are not really put into patterns naturally. I have to make that adjustment. Everyone has to make an adjustment for something. That one's mine. And so I tried it on and it fit perfectly, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. But it was great to have the muslin on hand. I don't do it very often, and it was great to have it and to be able to play with, especially because I was going to be making changes. It was nice to have this original on hand to do things with. So one thing I did was, the original has a zipper down the back, and it would go all the way, I think, to the bottom of the peplum, I think, or at least to the waist. And I realized I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to just have a little zip on the side. So I took some out of the pattern from the neckline so that I'd be able to just pop it over my head, and I wouldn't need to have an opening at the back neck. And so I, you know, took some out of the pattern, took it out of this just to see. So this is the lower neckline right here. And then I also, like I said, moved the zipper to the side. So I zipped up the whole back. And then what I did was, I knew that I wanted to have a line across that had like the intersecting lines. And so I measured from here to where I felt I wanted that line to go. And then I measured that on the pattern, and I cut the pattern in half, both front and back, as well as adjusted the neckline. So those are the two main differences that I did, and I ended up with this. So the top portion, obviously I cut regularly, and the bottom portion I cut on the bias. And I don't know if there's like a technical way to do that, but what I did was I just turned my fabric using the lines on my cutting mat at a 45-degree angle, set it along there, and then set my pattern straight. That's how I did it. So this is a separate piece here, and this is a separate piece here. I put in the French darts, and this I did do twice, I'll be honest. I did it once, and then I felt it needed to be done again. The back does not, well, it has these darts, but it doesn't have the French darts at an angle. And again, that turned out pretty well. My quilting background helped with that. Here is the invisible zipper, which turned out pretty good. Now this is not exactly, it's true, but other than that, it's pretty good. And again, I can't find my invisible zipper foot, so I just did this with a regular zipper foot, and I'm now getting really good at it. I used a Craftsy video on YouTube that, of course, there's a million trillion videos about installing a zipper, an invisible zipper, but I found this one to be really clear and easy and quick. And now I'm just putting that on whenever whenever I'm doing it, because I'm so nervous. And then at the bottom, so because this would normally have a peplum, it was hitting me kind of above the belly button, and I'm not really a midriff bearing kind of 43-year-old woman. So not that there's anything wrong with that. Power to you, my friends, just not my personal gig. So I just did a waistband, and I decided to leave the selvage out. And I did that because when you see it goes with a pair of pants, I wanted there to be a delineation of color between the top and the bottom. And I even considered doing like doing the waistband in like a color, like hot pink or canary yellow or something like that. But in the end, I thought that might limit the top too much. So I stuck with just doing this, but I used the selvage at the edge because I thought it was pretty. Yeah, so this fits. And then the edges, I just did bias binding. Here's a question. How do you get the bias binding to lie flat on the inside of an armhole? I just find like I can get it fine flat on this side, but when I fold it to the back, like I've just tacked this in several places, I find it doesn't lie flat. I pressed it, I don't know. Tell me if there's something I'm doing wrong. So that's that for the pants. So I showed you last time that I was going to do those new look culottes, and I did them. They were They were a bit of a nightmare, and I can't remember the number. I'll put it below. They were a bit of a nightmare, not because of the pattern. It's a great pattern. I recommend it. I'm going to use it again. It was just me. For whatever reason, I was in a place where I was not paying attention, and I was making all sorts of mistakes. So let me hold them up so that you can see them. So these are the culottes. They are nice, structured culottes. And so what did I do wrong? Number one, so you know how you take the front piece and you attach the pocket lining, the pocket, and then you top stitch it. I did that to the wrong side. So I ended up with two that were going the same direction. So I had to take that apart. Then I put it together, and I went to do my zipper, which again, turned out pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. This is the third try though. The first try, I put it on the wrong side of the fabric. The second time I put it on the right side of the fabric, but was on the wrong seams. I somehow had attached it to the outer seams instead of the inner seam, because the way this pattern comes together, you're doing the zipper before you actually put the pants together. So third time was a charm. And I've got these at the back. The other so then I put them on, they were too small. I was like, oh gosh, which is another reason why I did the muslin for the top, because I just had this experience of doing something and it looking really lovely, and yet now there's nothing I could do. So they were too small. So the first thing I did was I took out the back darts, and then I did something silly, and I decided to monkey with the center seam, which was dumb because it totally messed up my crotch curve. And yeah, that's still a bit of a problem with these. But finally then I decided, okay, I'm gonna take out the side seams a bit. And I had done French seams and everything. So I had to take them out a bit. And the good thing at least is that I hadn't put the waistband on yet. So then I put on the waistband, which looks like this. And then I tried them on, and I'll put in a picture, and I ended up with droopy crotch, which is not attractive. It's not even attractive to say, droopy crotch. Yeah, so I was like, well, maybe when I hike them up like really high-waisted and I put the bar on, it'll be okay. And then a really good friend of mine was like, yeah, no, she's not a sewer. So she was like, what's wrong with those pants? Those aren't right. So I was like, oh my gosh, am I seriously gonna take these all apart again? And then what I did instead was I just decided to make them waistband-less. And I turned the waistband into a facing, and that drew the crotch up an extra inch or so, and now I think they're great. Now, they are still, ironically, after they were all so loose, no, they were so tight, now they're kind of loose. So I'm gonna wait and see. Like, I have to wash them again. Like, I did wash the fabric for sure, but I'm gonna wash them again. And I'm also gonna put a hook at the top that isn't there yet. And so we'll see, but they're comfortable. The fabric is beautiful. They go beautifully with this. And the idea, of course, was that it was a playsuit jumpsuit look without actually being a jumpsuit and not being able to go to the washroom easily. And also more flexible. Clearly I can wear it with more things. So yeah, I'm very proud of both of these pieces. I'm especially proud of this because I really conceived it, and sometimes when you conceive something, you don't execute it, or you aren't able to execute it exactly how it is in your brain, and this is pretty darn close. It's pretty darn close to what I wanted, so yay me, little pat on the back, yay. Anyway, that is all for me today. How long have I been talking about one outfit and a pair of shorts? I will be back really, really soon. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. We are gonna have another giveaway. Now, if you are Linda, go back and look at my my winner of my last one, because Linda, I don't remember Linda's last name, but Linda was picked as the winner, and I still haven't heard from Linda, so I haven't been able to send her pattern. So if you are a Linda, go back and find out if you're the Linda I'm looking for. Leave me a message below, a comment below with your email address so that I can contact you and get you your free pattern. But yeah, we are at 4,000 subscribers, or we're like 5 away. I haven't actually checked today, so I'm not sure. But if you have not subscribed yet, please do. I put out videos once a week, sometimes twice a week. Lately it's been more like once a week, but occasionally twice a week. And I just love sharing my sewing journey with you. Every 1,000 subscribers, I do a giveaway, lots of other things going on. So yeah, please do. All right, I hope you guys are having a bright and sunny week, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.